Good evening, mortals. Hello, everyone. Which definitely didn't just say something horrible. Everything's fine. How's
What,
everyone
am I not
doing?
allowed to talk about my 3-inch,
No.
Never mind.
No, you're not. Absolutely
Oh.
not. Dude, not in the first 10 minutes. That's the rule.
But his name is Pinky.
Sorry, the first 3 minutes? Just not in the first 10 minutes.
Fine, I'll wait 10 minutes.
We're going.
Someone set timer.
I already did. You're welcome.
Alright. Thanks.
Just being a good mod, Jordan.
Thanks for the help, Aki. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Princess. I have been waiting literally months to say that. Welcome to Princess the Hopeful, the game about being a princess and hopeful. Anyway.
Welcome to this game where Jordan is gonna get my hands. Buy one, get one free.
BOGO sale on these hands. Ooh.
Yes.
Guys, I'm so very excited for tonight's session. It's the first session where I get to not lie to my players about what this game is. It's awesome. Are you guys excited to play Princess?
Fuck no.
Oh, yeah.
Crickets.
Silent benching from Aki.
So
We can do it.
So basically,
Silent
one of my
murder
players
benching.
is happy for that, and also she happens to be the player I'm married to.
I am also actually happy about this because it means it's a part of the Worlds of Darkness setting I have never interacted with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's well, that's probably because it's Princess the Hopeful is actually a fan game line. It's not it wasn't written by White Wolf or CCP Game Publishing or Paradox Interactive, who currently owns the IP. It's a Paradox thing. So just imagine one day we could have Stellaris, but vampires. Anyway.
Vampires in space.
In space. Yeah. Anyway, tonight we are going to be, like I said, playing Princess. How's everyone doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Everyone else is silent. Oh fuck, that's a bad sign. Well, Witch, you and I are doing great. Love that energy. Love that for all of us. Okay.
Because I'm rubbing my 3-inch.
Nope. Timer hasn't gone off.
I'm just trying to reformat my sheet for you so it looks a little bit nicer to read.
Okay, babe. So, hey,
I'm
pattern
not saying
spiders.
you should look in the memes, but you should look in the memes.
Hey, pattern spiders. They can't hear me right now, but you can.
That's a lot.
I can.
I
That's a
have
lot of
some-
angry cat
I have
images.
some tidy up from the end of last session where you were like, okay, so I get that you guys are currently asking a bunch of questions of the familiar who seems to know anything.
Yes.
But please give us until the beginning of next session to ask those questions because we have to prep. I would like to invoke that.
That seems fair. Wife and I have discussed, and I now know what the familiar knows.
Okay, what does the familiar know about? Okay, what location or presumably or group of people is she a princess of? What nation?
The kingdoms.
A
Can the
moon.
familiar be any more specific than that?
It literally cannot. No.
Oh. Well, all right. So she's a princess of the kingdoms. Joaquin, Anna, like, just
Because
like
the
with this
kingdoms
hopeless
refer to
kind
all
of
of
like
Earth.
shaking his head at his phone expression on his face, like looks up all current places that are officially kingdoms in the world
Butterfly would
and
probably...
starts to flip through them.
Kel's the butterfly would probably be like, honestly, this is the first time that we've ever met. Ever. Even in dreams.
That is true. Yeah.
Weird.
Can I just be gay for a second, everyone? I am so grateful to you, wife. You fucking ran with this in a way that is very, very fun for me.
What? What do you mean?
I'm impressed and happy with you.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And later, I'll do that thing you like. You know, back massage.
Oh yeah, that's an actual back massage.
But only if you stay awake long enough. I know you turn into a pumpkin at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we're settling on pumpkin now.
No,
I can be a pumpkin.
you're not allowed to be a potato, or any other gourd or root-based vegetable.
But isn't a pumpkin a form of
Yep,
gourd?
not allowed to be that either. Anyway,
Okay.
I have changed my mind. So,
I've changed my
fucking-
mind. Pray
oh
I
my
do
God.
not alter it further.
the pattern spider said the pumpkin to your avocado. For God's sake.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh my God. No, dear,
Ew.
do not encourage them. Oh my God.
Ala.
I might have made a mistake, everyone. Anyway,
Like, ooh, well,
Jordan's
I'm
like,
the
"Can I
princess of
be-"
Grace and Hearts, and I don't have an embassy, but that's okay because we can do it, and I love you, Uwu.
Jordan, I'm so glad my wife has joined this game. It brings me great happiness. Jordan, 5 minutes later, I have made a mistake.
not even. Just like 10 seconds later.
At least I don't like go off doing the Nico Nico ni thing.
You
Okay,
just did.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Gay?
Yeah, I agree. Pretty gay. Happy Pride, everyone. Anyway,
That was a good time.
I didn't get to go, so
Oh.
yeah, I wish I did, but you know, gotta work, pay
It
them
was
bills,
fun.
Betty. Unfortunately,
fun.
being 26th most paid streamer on the platform is not good enough.
There was actually going to be a really good Pride show tonight that had like dancing, and I was like, oh, I wish I could go so bad. But
Mhm.
it's okay, we're here, and most of us are pretty queer.
I think
Yeah.
literally everyone in this chat except for. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure about 2 of the people in this chat, but I'm pretty sure everyone else is some form of Alphabet Mafia.
Is Crown able to talk?
I don't know. Mr. Crown?
Well,
Yeah, I'm here.
yay!
Oh, hello, buddy.
I am an ally and am not part of the Alphabet Mafia. Only an
Mhm.
accessory.
An accessory.
I am a tuna sandwich. Which is my
Yeah.
way of saying I'm not explaining that to my Twitch chat. Nuh-uh.
I can explain mine. I've got a funny way of saying it.
I know what yours is, and please
Are you sure?
continue.
Alright. So, I take all comers and my gender is question marks, but for chaos.
I thought I prefer it when you say your gender is shrug emoji.
Yeah, that too.
That's my favorite one, just so you know.
Gender? What's that? Sounds like something I ate last week.
Oh
My
God.
favorite thing to do when we're on Dork Tales is we introduce ourselves as our character, and then if we prefer she, they, he, him, she, her, and people on YouTube hate it sometimes, and they get all like uppity about it. I'm like, there's another one.
Yeah.
It just makes
Uh,
them mad.
YouTube is
I-
like
Eh. Well, I identify as a bitch. So,
I don't have any comments for this discussion because you don't need another one of my opinions. Come on. Anyway.
But face it to
Oh,
say,
so
we
it's
should get on with
1840, let's
game.
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're getting yelled at by pattern spiders, and they control your fate, so we should probably do this.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
we are gonna pick up in the compound, the Exalt compound. You guys, as of a week ago, had arrived back from Autochthonia with Nora, who had blossomed as a princess. Nora was immediately told to call her parents, and then,
Thank you.
Scald, James spoke with her father.
Oh, she didn't?
No, she did,
Okay.
and also James did.
Okay, good.
So, Nora has been staying at the compound for the last week. A few things to note. I will reiterate here for everyone. First and foremost is that Nora is very clearly not an exalt. For whatever reason, her things she does seem similar to what you do, the way she uses her magic and whatnot, but it is very clearly different. For one, she always looks like she's casting magic. Under all-encompassing sorcerer sight, she looks like she is actively spellcasting at all times.
Joaquin does wonder about that, and has been working with her to see if they can maybe dampen that, because it's gonna be really obvious to anyone who can see what he can see. Who can see what he can see?
Good question.
He remembers that.
I
what was her name?
I need to move on, man. We got
Go
some
ahead.
intro to get through.
Okay, go ahead.
Brevity is the soul of wit. Anyway,
Sorry.
so there is that. The little butterfly seems to know an awful lot about Nora, but not in any kind of super useful way. It understands what she is, calls her royalty, says she's a princess, that she's destined to rule the kingdoms, and that she is a force of good in the world. But it can't explain the mechanics of what she is, or how anything really works. It's very clear that it's meant to be the companion to a princess who already knows this kind of stuff. Which is too bad for Nora. Nora, you have been having dreams every night about
Yes.
being in a small space and then being in the house you grew up in, but everything's a little weird. Like, it's hard to describe. It has a very dreamlike quality.
But it feels very real.
It does. It feels like you know your way around almost perfectly, despite the fact that it's all dreamlike and fuzzy. It feels simultaneously concrete and specific, as well as being dreamy and gauzy and floaty. It's confusing, to say the least. But one thing that is always consistent is that you first have to crawl through a small space to get there. Pattern spiders, that's called a crawl space. And this
Do I
area
ever
is something
feel like
that's a
trapped,
reflection
or
of
I
your
can
soul.
keep moving? But
No, you feel safe.
okay. Is there anything that she hears?
Just normal house noises. The fridge, when you think about it, does make noise, but most of the time it's quite quiet.
Okay. I'll keep a dream diary.
Okay. Ben, you've been busy talking to an adoption agency,
Yes.
and they're very excited and very worried about your plans. This pretty much immediately got picked up by the higher-ups there, and there's a
boy.
lot of red tape suddenly surrounding your adoption of 2 children.
Yeah. He also wants to sit down with everyone and basically tell them, hey, so I have decided to adopt these 2 kids. What do you guys think?
I've confirmed that they're no longer touched by the stuff that Autochthon called the wild. They seem normal, and I think they would be safe in your care. Are you sure that the compound is the right place for them? Nora is not here permanently.
Yeah, I know, but if anywhere would be safe, it'd probably be here with us, right?
I have some questions about that for later, but for now, you wanted to know? Well, if you feel happiest about them being somewhere safe among people who can care for them, who am I to stop you? Others?
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I even wanted to adopt them was because the agency was planning on separating them into separate foster families. And yeah, foster families aren't always fun. So yeah, I thought I'd just, they're how old now, Jorb?
They're 16.
Yeah, Like they're already in their teens. In a few more years, they'll be able to live on their own. So why not, you know,
What do you think,
act as their
Mercy?
guardian?
What do you think, Mercy?
Well,
You are the one to whom a lot of the, I suppose, public remarks are going to come back to. That we're now bringing children into this compound, which is guarded and opaque to many despite my attempts to
Ooh,
chronicle
you would be
via
fun.
social media. What do
Hey,
you
any
think?
pattern spiders want to fate weave something fun? I've got an idea. The Bethlehem
I really
Crusade.
don't care what people think about me. Then you know that. But
This would be a fun time to introduce them.
these kids deserve
Thanks,
a
Blackthorn.
happier life after what happened to them.
You'll
So
hear
if
from across the room. Nora is just typing on her laptop. Have you talked to the kids about what their feelings are surrounding that topic?
You got
Yeah,
it,
they said they'd be all right with it. They'd much rather be together than separated. So I wanted to give them that option. Yeah. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I feel those kids need someone to take care of them, especially after what they've gone through. At least we here, we'd have the finances and the space to, you know, get them someone that can help them with their mental and physical health issues, whatever may come up. And if some other big worm thing tries to come after them again, they'll have us to protect them.
On that note, I've been looking into ways for there to be somewhere other than our compound that are safe, including considering that we're not always home. I've been looking into converting the havens of knowledge into just havens, places where we employ the supernatural to keep out the supernatural. I've reached out to mages, hunters, really anyone who is willing to do the job and pass a background check. And
Almost none of them responded.
almost none of them have responded. But I
For some
think
reason,
it is
hunters
the
aren't
next
very
thing we
fucking
need
trusting.
to do. I'm still not comfortable with an army, but places of sanctuary, that I could get behind. What do you all think?
I like the idea.
Well, considering what's been going on, it shouldn't be too hard to get the funding for it.
You're very quiet, Skull.
It shouldn't be that hard to get the funding for something like that. We can definitely upgrade a few things.
They are Blackthorn.
That's where the funds I've been requesting over the past week
That's
have
why
been
I
going.
was thinking
but,
Bethlehem Crusade.
I would always appreciate more, and more importantly, any help that you can offer in. And he actually kind of like glances at Ben. And he says, "In training people who could stand up to the supernatural."
to get
James
them war
is
charms.
going to, or his cast mark's gonna flare. He's gonna use speed the wheels and quickly design the upgrades required to basically complete Joaquin's plan and get it rolling.
Joaquin's plan is more of an issue of getting the supernatural on board than it is a bureaucratic hurdle.
Okay.
Like-
There was plenty, but I did it in blue booking with your help, and I asked your permission.
Yeah,
During-
so you've already helped him with the bureaucratic side. The problem
Okay.
is almost no supernatural entities in this world are going to be trusting of an outsider or really anyone. And not to put too fine a point on it, but the only hunters who are worth a damn don't trust fucking anyone ever for any reason. The reason
Yeah.
Hank's been alive for 20 years as a hunter is because Hank lives on a boat, doesn't trust outsiders, and regularly shoots at people who come too close. Like, he's not a stable individual, and it's the only way that he's stayed alive. So it's going to be really hard to recruit supernatural people because just there are no good guys here. There are no good guys in the world. Actually, Maticel did sign up.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the only good guys in the world is you, and now Nora. So that's 6.
The only other option I can think of is reaching out to Operation Valkyrie and trying to get some staff trained up. That could...
You think they would respond to plenty of funding?
I
It would
don't
take
know.
time, but best to have than not.
I don't know what their motivations are yet. I'm still looking into them. But
Absolutely. I would prefer that we all do our due diligence, but if you find good things, we're grasping at straws here.
So, you guys see I am walk through a door from the kitchen into the living room and just wait patiently. Hey, Blair.
Elijah, what do you think of all this? You know, the adoption idea and their haven
good.
stuff.
Share with the class.
The havens are a necessary thing that we're going to need at some point if we're not going to be making an army. The adoption is ultimately up to you. I think that having children in an area that we actively train in is a
It's a
possible
projection.
hazard.
Teenagers.
It's made
Yeah.
of essence, but it's a projection.
But just, you know, tell them don't go over here, don't go over there.
What did you do as a teenager, Ben?
Went over here,
snorts
went
a
over
little bit.
there.
Yeah. I'll hire someone to keep an eye on them. You know, someone who specializes in helping troubled kids. Keep them out of trouble. You guys just watch as Ben just slowly starts sinking under the table.
Joaquin kind of like casually reaches down, kind of like sort of lifts him back up and says, "I'll vet the I'll vet the caregiver. In the meantime, I am. It seems like you have something to tell us.
Yeah, I was just waiting until you were done your conversation.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I think I have something. Now, just to be clear, it is ethically permissible if a government is against the people to spy on them. Yes? According to most of the works I was able to find, violating the sanctity of an evil government is seen as a good act.
Oh, before I forget, Nora, this is I am, the god of the internet.
Oh, and she looks at her laptop. Oh.
Yeah, Elijah.
I am says, I don't look at private information. Don't worry, Nora. Your laptop is sacred.
Good.
Yeah,
I could
Elijah
look if
made
you'd
him.
like. You'll find that I can make your search algorithms much more efficient.
They get rid of the ads.
I am looks briefly offended, and then says, "Yes, I can get rid of the ads."
Out of character, that is freaking amazing.
Yeah, because the internet's like 90% ads, right?
Yeah. Amazing. As opposed to 90% that other thing that we're pretty sure the internet is for.
I am is very aware of that too. Anyway.
Anyway, Joaquin's, Joaquin looks pained a little bit at the question about the ethics of spying, and then he says, I am generally in favor of the truth.
As
being
soon as you
available."
say I'm generally in favor, before the word is completed, I am points at the TV and says, "Good, because I found something the Chinese government is trying to suppress."
Go for it.
Oh boy.
When you look over at the TV, you can see what looks to be an empty village. It's kind of looks like it's out of the past, but there are a few modern contrivances in there as well.
Do I see a freaking
Can
radio
I finish
tower?
my thought?
Alright. Yes. Oh my god.
You are terrible for this. You gotta stop,
I am.
buddy.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, you see an empty town, and there's blood everywhere, and there's also black tar-like ooze on the ground in places. There's no radio tower, but in the center of the village is the start of one, being constructed from some white gear-like substance and what appears to be human bone. Iam says, the attack sites that were against you, and he turns to Norin, Iam's currently he, sure, why not? Turns to you and says, the people who attacked your house left behind this goo. Oh, I just realized something. The image disappears instantly.
What?
I'm sorry. I didn't ask first. Nora, how old are you?
I'm 16. I'm graduating early.
You're 16? You're not 18.
Nope. Just to go back over the last episode, I was expecting to be 18, but then you actually mentioned
Nora is
that it was
16.
16.
Yeah. The reason that Iam is asking is because websites always ask you if you're 18.
Yeah, no, she's 16.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Iam goes, oh, okay, yeah, no, then you can't see that image, I'm sorry. It's
Aw.
disturbing. Oh, which reminds me, hey Nora, I need a sensitivity check from you.
Okay. How do I do that?
So you're gonna roll your sensitivity dots and tell me how many successes you get.
Sensitivity dots, eh? Where is that?
It's under your power stat.
Don't mean like the beliefs or something?
No, sensitivity is a separate stat. It's probably 1. So if you
Yeah,
can
it is 1.
roll 1 die for me.
Woo! 8.
That's a success. Congratulations.
Yay!
Is that a good thing?
She's sensitive.
1 second. No. The answer to that question is no. It's not a
Oh
good
no.
thing.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see here.
Is this the princess equivalent of trigger?
That you mean limit?
Yeah, sorry, not trigger. That's vampire.
Yes, it is.
Kind of reminds me of Solar Virtues in Tui, which did much the same thing.
Sensitivity is the princess feels others' pain. They basically have supercharged empathy. Anyway, bum 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 bum.
So I just finished making my sheet for you. I will save it.
Yeah, if you
and
could send that
it.
over, that would be great. Cool. You can. You are now hypersensitive. So any pain, aggression, any like loud or emotionally charged reactions around you will cause you to feel attacked.
Okay.
Because you just witnessed a horror that has shaken you.
Sounds about right.
Okay?
Hey.
Anyway, welcome to Princess. So, anyway, Iam says, I'm terribly sorry, Nora.
It's okay. I'm okay.
So, I believe the substance was the same that was seen at the site of the attacks, and I know how to get to this village.
Is it?
It's in provincial China.
What's the fastest way there?
A plane. Iam smiles ominously.
Whose plane?
Oh, actually, you know who it is. You've met him before. He has his pilot's license.
Is it the
Is it-
stalker guy?
Is it Hank?
Yes, it is. I've already reached out. Hank is willing to help you.
That's surprising. Well, I always wanted to go to China.
How much have you educated Hank on the situation?
I've told him everything.
Have you shown him everything?
Yes. He's actually used my information to track down several vampires in his area.
So he's not going to run off on us again.
He will absolutely run off on you if he believes that there is danger. Hank has survived in the life he lives for 20 years. Hank
But
has
we have a
also
way of
told me
getting there.
specifically he will not fight a demon. It is too messy. Hank kind
There's
of
a way
likes
to get
explosives.
there. It'll work.
We always seem
Maybe,
to find a
maybe
way
you
back
should just
after all.
buy a plane. Hey,
That would
Elijah?
be easy to track.
Eh.
What he said. What they said. Sorry.
IM says, gender is irrelevant to me, but I appreciate that you take care.
Of course, he's your daddy.
In a manner of speaking. Actually, he's more like my mother.
I leave the room.
Alright?
I just step away for a minute.
Uh,
Damn it,
Mercy.
I missed
Oh,
Mother's
motherhood.
Day.
Mercy just kind of very casually gets up from the couch, walks out, go get her bag, and all the Exalted and the princess can probably see her shoulders very subtly shaking with laughter.
Oh, Ben's just laughing out loud. He don't care. Alright, I guess we should get packed.
IM looks to Nora and says, will you be going with?
Of course
Oh,
I
hell
do.
no, she's not.
What?
That is
Yes?
way too dangerous.
Joaquin actually kind of steps into the middle of them and lowers himself just a little bit to her level and says, "You didn't like seeing what IM had to show us.
I'm sorry,
Are you going to be all right?"
You get in between the two of them who are talking together, and you get down to Nora's level.
What?
I'm just confirming your actions.
Like he's just actually no. He's like standing
No.
triangle.
No. What did you specifically say? You do not get to retcon what you do.
No. He's gonna walk up so that he is between the two of them and can see them both.
Cool.
Is the idea.
Nora, he's getting in your personal space.
Oh.
He's going to shrug back and just kind of like hold her arms across her chest in a very defensive sort of pose.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Joaquin like gently shakes his head and says that based on your body language, you can absolutely come if you want to, but please think about whether you want to.
I do want to.
Glances back at the rest of the circle.
Teenagers, man.
Okay, so you look at Mercy and Ben and James and Daddy Elijah. Sorry, Mommy Elijah.
No, Mommy Elijah left. He walked.
And
he
so
stepped
did
out.
Mercy.
Right, sorry, I
Oh,
forgot
Mercy
Mommy
left, yeah.
Elijah did leave the room.
I'll
As did Mercy.
pipe up from the other room and say, "What weapon do you want?"
Elijah, don't give her a weapon.
Well,
No, on the contrary, if she's going into danger, she should be armed.
You want an RPG?
well, when I,
No!
This is said jokingly. This is very obviously said jokingly.
Everybody chimes in as a joke, yes. Like, joke, no!
I'll take another one.
well, when I
James.
transformed before, my umbrella turned into a sword. So
Alright,
maybe
so we'll give
just-
her a stick.
Just out of curiosity, has that sword stuck around?
No, when she transformed back, it disappeared.
Okay,
She was holding an umbrella again.
got it. And to be clear, she transformed back, so it's not the transformation that is making her appear to be using magic all the time. Good to know. All right, she can have a
Blair,
weapon.
is that
but
for?
also, if she wants her
is
umbrella
that for
back,
Elijah for offering, or is it for?
Does it work?
It's by the door.
Does it work with any umbrella? Did we try that out?
That's a good question.
What happens if we give her a
I'm just going to
umbrella?
assume it's my lucky umbrella.
Out of character, you don't need an umbrella. It comes from you. It's
She
made
has
of
no
magic.
idea.
I know, but just to be clear,
Yeah.
if you're ever umbrella-less, when you transform, you do get it. It's a part of your regalia.
Woohoo! Okay, cool. I sent you my list, so you should have got that.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Woohoo.
Mercy looks up at Darius from where she's getting her go bag. If she uses an RPG then transforms, what happens?
Like, does the RPG become a sword?
Does it become a sword
It's
with
a sword
explosion
with
powers?
a rocket shittily taped to the end of it.
A sword that explodes things every time it strikes them.
Like, you have to think of some things for science. Of course.
Right.
Yes. As long as we write it down, it's science. That's what I learned from Mythbusters. Mercy takes out her phone and books off several blocks of training time in the training area.
Okay.
And the description is just science.
Okay.
Where we just hand her all forms of different explosives and get her to transform.
Yeah, forcing a princess to transform over and over and over will feel great, I'm sure.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
not forcing
I bet
her.
her parents would be so happy to hear.
We gave your daughter a bunch of high explosive weapons, and the results will surprise you. Number 4 will shock you.
If it's on the
Because it was a taser.
Mercy, if it's on the Google Calendar for the compound, like as a whole, it quickly gets edited with an asterisk and then subject to ethics board approval. And you see Joaquin just kind of tapping away at his phone with a sly look.
It gets edited again, and then just a very simple.
Frowny face.
Brownie face.
The pattern spiders liked in particular want an RPG. So Elijah, you get a point of free XP from the pattern spiders.
Oh, thank you for encouraging me to provide
Amazing.
teenagers with RPGs.
Anyway,
I
Bobby.
mean, gestures at the states.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I have a rule about bringing my stream down, Aki. Don't mention that country again.
I meant to be used on the states, but sure.
Still.
Until her powers are better understood, we will not be mixing them with high explosives. But thank you for the offer. You can come with us. We aren't exactly about to jail you. Please know that it will be dangerous. If we
And
encounter whatever
gross.
is doing that building, it's going to be disgusting.
I am ready.
Can I read
believe you.
intentions to see if she's ready?
She's a 16-year-old girl who just got superpowers and is very clearly uncomfortable with her situation. You do not need to read intentions to see that she is in fact in over her head. However, she does have magic superpowers that helped her fight a fucking vampire. So
Joaquin's response is, I believe you. Come on. Let's go find this plane.
okay. So you guys, IM directs you to go to the same marina where you met Hank the first time.
Oh boy.
On your way out of the compound, can I get you guys to roll a wits and awareness check?
Yes.
Thank you.
What is a sight, hearing, smell?
Sight.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have awareness on my sheet.
Yes, I think you have alertness, right?
Awareness and what?
Nope.
Wit.
Oh, okay.
Brevity is the soul of.
Is this a difficulty 2 or 3 site-based roll?
Yes, it is.
I ought to succeed.
Is this a difficulty 2 or 3 roll? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
I have
What?
survival.
No, you should have an awareness or alertness or something like that on there.
Elijah, what do your elf eyes see?
Nope, I don't.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
Because it would be in my skills, right?
Yeah, it should be under physical skills. You're right, there is nothing like that here. That's fucking weird.
So that's why I was like, I can go survival.
I guess wits and investigation then. That feels stupid. In that case, simply give me a wits roll and we'll work out a way around this later.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do what you said. And is it 6s and up, or in this
7s.
version? 7s. Sweet. So that's 3 successes.
Nice. So you guys see a minivan is parked across the road from the compound. It's like a brown minivan. Sorry, a brown SUV. Very like soccer mom aesthetic.
Can we see who
Definitely
the
not
is?
suspicious.
There's no one in there that you can see. But you keep going. You've got a mission, so you arrive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just from the cameras on the outside of the compound, how long has that van been there?
Like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. Did anyone get out?
No. It parked and no one got out. The windows are slightly tinted though, so it's hard to see in through the camera.
Joaquin asks I am if he knows whose that is.
IM says, yes, it's registered to a woman who is... Oh, she's an accountant. How exciting.
Mercy's gonna approach the car.
You're stopping, going to deal with the Void Tech to approach this car?
For a second.
Alright, great.
I'm hoping that it won't take too long.
Cool. So you get in, and or you stop, you get out, you knock on the car door, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
The window rolls down, and you see a mousy-looking lady with brown hair and glasses go, "Oh my... you're... Hello? I'm sorry." And she, like, wipes her hands off. You could see there's still, like, chip dust or something on them. And she sticks her hand out to shake yours.
Mercy shakes it.
And she looks like she's maybe on the verge of fainting. She's like, hello?
Hi. I just wanted to know why you were parked here. Seems like you've been here for a while.
You're the... Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you mind telling me what you were doing here? And Mercy's going to flex a little bit of presence.
Okay, she says, I was waiting for you. I was watching for...
To do what?
I just wanted to see... I have to go. And she starts her car up.
Okay, have a lovely day.
And she drives away very quickly.
Mercy gets back in Elijah's car.
Okay.
Anything suspicious?
We might have a fan, but, you know, so far nothing.
Oh, no.
This is kind of strange. Did you get the license plate?
So I did.
IM says, me too.
I
imagine that's how he first found who she is.
Correct.
Okay.
Anyways.
You're right.
Apologies. I don't know, especially if we're having, well, guests. And she looks at Nora
Nora looks back at Mercy.
It might be a good idea to be a little bit more vigilant. So,
I am says, you may be interested to know that this isn't the only person that's been parking outside the compound. In fact, you guys have quite a few people who park outside.
well, I can take care of that when we get back.
If we're
Okay.
going to have children in the compound, it's he actually pauses and says,
All
if
of
we're
them
going to
have
have
been from
minors
the
in the
Bethlehem
compound,
Crusade.
it's best that privacy be extra respected.
All of them.
I might be alright with people looking in on me, but he shakes his head.
Exactly. And Mercy gets back in the car with Legend.
Yep. Okay. So you guys arrive at Hank's Marina. Well, it's not actually Hank's Marina. He's just either paying for moorage there, or whoever runs it is too afraid of Hank to make him pay for moorage there. When you get to the boat, you see Hank sitting on the deck of his boat, drinking a beer. He looks over and goes, "No kids."
Excuse me?
He looks at you and goes, "It's not a place for kids."
We are making an exception in this case. She's in training. Joaquin doesn't necessarily look happy about it, but
Hank goes, "Nope.
She single-handedly
Kid
killed
hunters
a vampire
never
in
work
the
out.
show.
Always turn into a bloodsucker, or they turn out to be a wolf the whole time, or they get magic powers, go crazy."
She did
Butterfly
kind of
balls.
kill a vampire.
Did he completely ignore me?
Yeah, he did. He looks
Butterfly
kind of
will
drunk.
actually pop up and be like, "She's none of those things. She's a princess."
Hank shoots it.
No.
His gun comes out of its holster almost faster than the eye can track, and he puts a bullet through the butterfly, which instantly dissipates.
Hey, no shooting around kids.
He goes, "What the fuck was that?" And he's standing up, and he's freaking out. He's like, "None of the, no magic, no, and he goes down into his boat.
Not again.
Is this
He
guy
was-
supposed to be useful?
he was definitely inebriated. Do you figure one of us might be better at, flying that plane than him?
Elijah, James, either of you?
I
Not in
mean,
my skill set.
no, I can't fly a plane.
Unless we wanted to boat all the way to China. That's out of my skill set as well.
Out of character, sail does tend to include airships in creation. What's your verdict?
I would say
on
sail
whether-
applies to planes.
Okay.
Do we wish to change anything about that?
No,
Okay. sounds
you're
no, I
solar
mean,
exalts.
talking to Aki.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Aki, you've got disboat mine, which means you have sail.
I do.
Aki can fly.
I was
Sorry,
thinking
Mercy
that.
can fly. Mercy may not be aware of this fact, though.
Yeah, exactly.
How hard could it be? goes Mercy. Anyway.
Okay, where were we?
Should we just go commercial?
I would like us to hurry. That
I mean, I have watched some YouTube videos. I can drive a boat. Like, that's not out of the question.
have you ever
but-
done a flight simulator?
Yes. There was a exhibit at the museum.
Joaquin glances around at the rest of the circle. If it was anyone but us, I would say no, absolutely not. But it's us.
I love the idea that
When was the last time any of you failed at something you've even picked up once?
I love the idea that because you guys are solar exalts, I saw a YouTube video kind of explaining it once is a legitimate certification.
Yep.
No, right?
To Joaquin it is.
I would honestly rather an actual professional pilot.
Joaquin casts an askance look down at the boat. Well, you're not getting one who's competent to fly. Not if the smell of alcohol in his breath indicated anything. And besides, he'll be twitching at any time that Nora's familiar appears.
Just so you
Gonna
know,
be
Nora,
twitchy
your
no matter
familiar
what.
cannot reappear for 24 hours.
Boo. Okay.
Is it all right? He actually glances at Nora.
Elijah's gonna go down into the cabin.
Okay, you go down there, and Hank turns around, gun at the ready, and says, "What is she?"
She's like us.
Like you? Like
Yes.
sunshine glowing person?
A different kind, but yes.
Different kind how?
We aren't fully sure yet.
So, different kind might be evil?
Not evil.
How sure?
Very.
He hands you his flask, and he says, "Drink this.
Is it poisoned?
Drink
He
it."
just drank out of it.
I'm gonna read intentions.
Alright, good
Do
luck. Hank is actually pretty good at this.
I'd also like to.
You are not in the cabin.
Oh, fair enough.
This is a...
Read intentions, so wits and socialize.
Right. Almost.
Okay, so, he doesn't appear to be trying to poison you.
As far as you can tell.
I'll drink it.
Okay, it's, extremely bad whiskey. Like, imagine if someone bought the cheapest whiskey they could, and then stored it, in a leaky fridge for, 3 years.
No. I'm gonna have food poisoning when we get there.
Anyway,
Some form of
he
poisoning.
goes,
It's fermented.
"Alright, you trust me, I'll trust you." She comes on, but if that fucking thing appears again, I swear to God. Wait, it couldn't. It's on the boat.
No pointing guns at the child.
No, she's a kid. Just don't want her getting hurt. You sure about bringing a kid on this? This is some big time stuff, right? This is the
Like
end of
I
the world.
said, she's like us. We need as much help as we
Yeah,
can.
but she's a kid. She's like 2 pigtails away from being someone's daughter.
She killed a vampire by herself.
You sure?
I
Bloodsucker?
watched it
How
happen.
old?
I don't know.
Was it wearing a suit?
It was old enough to be the household of people.
Yeah, they do that at birth.
That's the best I can give you.
Get on the boat. Shut up. Get on the boat.
Okay.
Does
I'll
the
wave
kid
everyone on.
need a drink or?
A juice box.
Oh
Do
yes,
not
give
give
me
the-
your strongest juice box.
I look at the flask and hand it back to him and say, "Not from this."
He goes, no, it's got my germs on it. There's some in the fridge, and he points.
Yeah, I'm not drinking any of that.
You guys get on the boat with Hank?
If Elijah trusts him, sure.
Does Elijah trust Hank?
As much as he can right now. He's the only way to get into China under the radar.
Mercy sighs and gets on the boat.
Okay.
And Nora will follow last.
Okay.
Mercy stands in the captain's cabin and stares at him over the.
Captain, this is a small fishing boat. Captain's
I'm-
cabin is fucking ambitious.
Sorry, captain's cat. Because it's not big enough for cabin, so it's just
It's
cat.
just cabin. Yeah, actually, that's about right. He goes, all right, we're going to this big ship. Everyone buckle up or whatever. If you want some food, there's salad in the fridge. And he gets the boat underway.
Ben checks the fridge for the salad.
He was not lying. He's actually got, albeit bagged, but salad.
How fresh is it?
It looks pretty fresh.
You'll be able to tell how fresh it is if it's created some sort of gas on the inside.
There's also about 15 different kinds of alcohol in the fridge. All of it opened, most of it half drank. There's one straight up empty bottle in there. It's vodka.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on the lettuce.
No, Blackthorn. They're boating to meet
Gonna go lay down on the dock.
Project Valkyrie.
On the dock? You mean with the
On
ship getting
deck.
underway? Oh, on the deck.
No, on deck.
Sorry, are you
Is
eating
that-
some of the salad?
No.
No, he decided not to, so he's gonna go just chill out on deck.
Okay. So, he goes, we're gonna go see some friends. Well, kind of friends. Co-workers, acquaintances. People I don't trust.
You have
No, people.
acquaintances?
I know people. He looks really defensive.
What kind of people?
Government.
Which one?
Fuck, they're all the same, aren't they? I don't know. They got a big boat. Any points, and you guys can see an aircraft carrier off the coast.
Does it make sense for this to be Project Valkyrie, based on what we know of Project Valkyrie?
This might be Project Valkyrie.
Joaquin nods and waits on deck too.
Okay. Yes, Mercy, an aircraft carrier. Mercy, you are not allowed to disboat mine the aircraft carrier.
Mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy. Jake, don't encourage her.
I mean, here's
It's
the
fine,
thing.
let's
She
just
can
go in the boat.
she can
Nothing's gonna
give
happen.
she can give everyone on board some bonuses
Anyway,
on everything they do.
so you guys, Hank pulls up next to the aircraft carrier, which looks like a fucking mountain compared to this fishing boat up close, and he goes, "All right, gotta send them my secret handshake." He picks up the radio and he goes, "It's Hank," and then he waits. And then he waits a bunch more, and he looks at the radio, and he picks it up, and he pushes the button. He goes, "It's Hank," and then he waits,
Turned on.
and then he waits again, and he goes. He smacks the radio receiver against the radio, and he goes, "Okay, they might still be mad at me." And then you hear a winch lowering a small patrol boat. He goes, "Hey, they heard me. All right, that's good."
Why would they be mad at you?
Oh,
So we can be prepared.
work-related differences.
Is it because of the alcohol?
What? No. What alcohol?
Mercy heads out onto the front of the boat to meet the,
Okay, so you see several soldiers, looks like sailors, on deck of the small patrol boat. One of them immediately waves at you and says, "You're expected. Please come aboard."
That was quick.
We do that.
Yep.
Okay. You note that the soldier makes a note in their book when everyone comes aboard. He goes, "Okay, oh, Hank, good to see you again. How are you feeling, friend?" And Hank goes, "Great," and then walks off on his own. They then winch the boat back up.
Without Hank.
No, with Hank on the boat.
With Hank, okay. Is
Oh
he
yeah,
still on
yeah.
the boat?
All of
They
the
just left
soldiers are
his
giving
boat in the
him
middle of-
fucking icy looks.
They just left his boat.
Yeah, they left his boat. It's still in the water. The aircraft
Did you
carrier
put
isn't
up
moving.
anchor at all?
Yeah, no, he dropped
Oh,
anchor.
okay.
Yeah. No one's moving. It's all good.
Okay.
They didn't just abandon Hank's boat in the middle of the fucking ocean and then throw Hank overboard. Fuck Hank. Yeet.
Okay.
Anyway,
They're like, fuck
Have you set
Hank,
foot on the
but
boat yet?
not to that extent.
so you get on deck and
I get on what?
you get on deck of the aircraft carrier, and a man wearing a military uniform that does not. God fucking damn
God
it!
fucking damn it, Mercy has. Well,
Yes! Yes!
I have to read this for the pattern spiders.
Yes,
Guys,
you-
there's a child here.
none of that says fuck.
Okay, so Mercy has just used a charm called Ship Claiming Stance. Mercy has reflavored it somewhat. Allow me to read. It is now Plain Claiming Stance, Dis Skyboat Mine, in brackets.
no.
Its duration is instant. It costs 5 motes and a dot of willpower. It has no keywords and is a simple charm. The description reads as such: what is a plane but a skyboat that I may or may not have access to? Those who I don't allow suffer a -1 penalty to all actions taken on my flying ship until I formally welcome them aboard. You can renounce their welcome at any time, restoring the penalty. If sky ship achieves major or defining intimacy, can draw up to 5 meters or 5 motes of bond with skyboat ship, but must be on plane ship to do so. Oh, fuck you very much. Okay, so you get on deck, and a man in a military uniform that does not fit with the naval military uniform for the United States walks up and sticks his hand out to... Fuck, who was it that spoke to Project Valkyrie? Sticks his hand out to James.
Oh yeah, James.
No, it is not
Welcome
Blair.
to Canadian waters.
Actually, we're 12 miles off the coast.
That was quick.
What was quick?
Getting here. Never mind. Sorry.
Yep. Welcome aboard. This is Project Valkyrie. Come with me. No, it does not fly, Blair. Mercy just reflavored the...
After you.
He goes, who's the... And he points. Oh, is this her?
Yes.
What have you heard?
She's the enhanced one. Good, good.
Pointing at
We could
who?
use another. Pointing at Nora.
Okay.
He goes, great. Come on, I'll brief you.
Okay.
And he takes you inside to a meeting room. It's fairly well appointed, surprisingly. It also has has a logo that you assume is the Project Valkyrie logo on the door.
Ooh, is it shiny?
He says, thanks. I think it's fucking stupid that we have it on the door. Please take a seat.
Is the room clean?
Yeah, it's very clean.
Okay, cool. She'll take a seat.
So, I've been briefed by your internet friend, who I'm being told is possibly an AI. How'd you figure that one out, by the way?
I believe.
By
I-
accident.
Do all eyes go to Elijah?
Yes.
I respond with by accident, but I am very appreciative for his existence.
So you don't have the power to create intelligences like that?
Not by myself.
Noted. And who helped you create it?
I will look to the party for confirmation on if we want to share the knowledge on Machine God.
OOC, I'm pretty sure one of the only things we have not shared as information publicly or with anybody is Autochthon's existence. The people who know about Autochthon are Nora's parents, Adam, and thereby, Nadia came with us. So Adam and Nadia, and then
Potentially the entire tradition mage circle.
yeah,
Actually, no, I know I'm gonna answer that. A creature who had a hand in helping us, like in creating us.
Understood. And who is this creature? What is it? What are its capabilities?
We aren't fully aware.
Okay, is this creature a threat?
Really hope not.
Not directly.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. But first, he looks over to you, Nora, and says, "Do you need anything? Glass of water, maybe?"
Stay hydrated.
All right, I'll see that it's done. He waves over a soldier who shares a brief moment of eye contact with you, Mercy, and he winks. He then leaves and comes back with a glass of water. Actually, a tray of glasses and a pitcher of water. He says, "So, what is it that I am violating international law to bring you to?"
Joaquin will step forward if the others don't do so first.
I'd like to give someone else a shot.
Yeah.
Nora will not actually bring it up because it made her very uncomfortable.
Yep.
I'll look at Percy or Ben if they don't want to speak up. I can.
Ben's looking at everything but the soldier. He doesn't want to talk.
Okay. I guess by default, Joaquin speaks up. Oh, wait.
Mercy refers to Darius as her lawyer.
Okay.
Nice.
You may speak with my lawyer.
We're going to investigate a common occurrence that happened in India not long ago.
Right, I heard about this. Bunch of people went missing. There was a weird radio tower put up before the government took it down, right?
Yeah.
It also has the black tar that was
Yeah.
evident at all the other attacks.
Yeah, we're calling it protoplasm. We've seen it before, lots of times. It seems to show up wherever major monster attacks occur. We found that we have some success in using UV light to disrupt it.
Good to know.
I say some success because it's not perfect. It's just better than waiting.
Does it tend to dissipate outside of sunlight, or only when light?
It dissipates rapidly, more so during the day than night.
Any idea what's causing it?
We assume it's residuals left behind by monsters when they use their abilities, but we don't have any direct proof. Further, any that we've managed to turn say that while it does appear nearby, they often don't cause it or they don't intentionally do so. We're not sure. It seems to be related to their, we'll call them crimes. He looks meaningfully at Nora.
Fair enough.
Why is she here?
Essentially, she single-handedly killed a vampire, and we
Right.
figured that one
But
of
she's
the
16 years old, yeah?
we figured that one of the safest places for her is near us, until we
Right.
understand better what or why she has these powers.
Of course. You wanted to take her on an incredibly dangerous mission to China without a known opposition.
I know how it sounds.
Not trying to suggest that maybe that's a little unethical, but
Ben leans over and he just whispers, "I told you so."
Hank speaks up and said, "I said leave the kid." And the colonel shoots him a fucking glare.
I almost processed that as just full stop. The colonel shoots him.
Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen. I'm going to speak up and look at the colonel and say, are we really wanting to discuss ethics?
He says, "Oh, I can discuss ethics all day. You have to understand them to violate them correctly." Speaking of, I have a file here, and he hands it directly to Nora.
And she will take it and look at the file.
Great, it's a woman you've never seen before. He says, This was an agent of ours who exhibited similar abilities to yours. She's one of the best agents we ever had. Good woman, too, right up until the end. Hopefully that'll give you some insight into your condition.
And she'll read what it says.
It is a thick-ass file. It's going to
Okay.
take you some time.
Well, it's a good thing that we're on a ship, baby.
Baby.
Sorry. We're about to fly, though, right?
The colonel says, no, we are not. We are going to first get outside Chinese waters, probably put in around Taiwan, and then we'll arrange secretive passage from there.
How long should we budget?
It'll be a few days. In the meantime, how about I show you some of the amenities?
Please.
He pushes a button on a remote, and the screen behind him lights up. He says, well, here you can see we have our specimen storage, and you can see a whole bunch of what looks like people in glass jars suspended in liquid. That's on the lower deck. Oh, don't worry. There are no humans in those jars.
I
They
believe
do
you.
look pretty human-like.
All monsters do. We believe this is due to one of two causes. Either humans wiped out the ones that were too obvious, or they all appear human because that's what predators should do. You see, monsters are ambush predators, almost universally, with a few exceptions. But they usually try to corner someone where they're at their most vulnerable and target them then. Drunk, in love, things like that.
When he mentions drunk, he looks over to Hank.
Hank is actively drinking from his flask at that moment.
We take your meaning.
Now, he clicks a button, and you see what looks like a massive library. It's a lot more plastic than wood, but it is very clearly a massive library. He says, this is our fine book collection. Everything you could possibly want to know about what we know is in there. That's on the deck right below ours. He stomps on the ground. And there's also the crew quarters, but I'll show you those in person.
Lead the way.
Great. He takes you to the crew quarters, which are bunks. They are very small.
I have a question, Jordan.
Boy.
Yes. What's up, dearest?
So, as far as fighting goes for my type of princess, she has a sword, but how would I use a sword?
So there is in the general chat on shopping episode, there's a pinned post. That's the Exalted combat cheat sheet.
Okay.
You can reference that for use. I think pretty much everything matches up correctly, except I need to send you the stats for a die clave.
Okay, and where would I find that sword?
It's a pinned post in the shopping episode Discord.
In general?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read through that just so I can make a
Yep.
note of it.
It's weird that you're asking about combat, though. There's definitely no combat this session. Anyway,
No.
Right.
what are you guys doing for a few days while you are on your way across the Pacific?
With Nora's permission, Joaquin would like to read that file, and he's gonna teach himself a charm that allows him to memorize the contents of a book's worth of info
Nora?
and access it. Yeah. Nora?
Van's gonna see if he can fit in one of those corner beds.
Barely.
Nora's going to be focusing and reading the file.
Okay, do you want to grant permission to Joaquin to read it?
No.
It's okay, great.
Okay.
It's going to take you pretty much the whole trip to read through anyway, and likely more than that. This woman had a long and storied career with Project Valkyrie.
How old was she when she passed?
She was 32.
Okay.
I would like to read through as much of that library as I can.
Good luck and Godspeed. What section do you start in?
I'm gonna try to find reference to anything like the bone structures that we saw at the radio towers.
Cool. So you find there are librarians there, and one of them says, "Oh, yeah, flesh crafters. There's a section there for vampire flesh crafters. There's a section there for undead, and there's a section over there for mages who do it. Which do you prefer?"
Bring me all four. I'm gonna investigate this as much as possible.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Give me an intelligence and oh fuck, it's not called research. It's called something else. What? Lore.
Lore?
Wow, I'm a dumbass. Yes,
I
lore.
have a thing
Actually,
that I would like
occult.
to do to
What am I talking about? Intelligence and occult.
Oh.
I would like to help in a fun way. First
Oh.
use of this charm.
All right.
Joaquin sees that you're headed to the library, and he says, "Here, a study trick that I think I can show you how to use. If you will." And he actually holds out a hand to shake.
Yep. Absolutely.
You feel knowledge flow into you, and intuitively, you feel the awareness of how to use 3 specific charms appear in your mind, should you consent.
Absolutely.
The 3 charms are a cascade, which essentially allows you to memorize a book in the time it takes to look at each individual page, including flip through it, and access that book for any amount of time, for 1 mode.
Wicked. I'm doing it.
All right.
You can only store 1 book in this way.
But it will allow him to read very quickly.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, right. Yay, eidetic memory.
Mercy offers Nora to teach sword forms.
Do you wanna try that sentence again?
Mercy, Nora, Ford, Storms.
Bronk.
Me am good DM wordsman. Write many time.
Right.
Hey Mercy, how about you just tell Nora, because I'm clearly having a stronk.
Do we need to call you a bondulance?
Call a bondulance, names bonds having a stronk.
So if Nora is interested, Mercy begins teaching her some sword forms as the main
And she
person
will
as
mimic
melee.
with her umbrella.
Okay.
Mercy takes out her old saber,
Oh.
because just again uses the calling the blade and hands it to her.
Okay.
I
Oh,
do
let
want
me
that
use it.
back. It's a fencing saber.
Oh, okay.
Like
cool.
it's a light.
Saber.
It's
Oh,
a
okay.
lightsaber.
Cool.
It,
Cool.
It is a saber that does not weigh much.
Okay.
It is not a lightsaber.
Phew.
Anyway.
And then
I'm gonna
Mercy
go and watch
uses
this.
the glorious solar saber for the actual lightsaber.
Yep.
I don't actually, but
Anyway, great. So you're teaching sword forms. You notice when you're doing training, the colonel seems to like to watch you do it. And he gets this really weird look on his face when he sees Nora doing form.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, you both do. He's
The
not trying to
second-
hide it. He's
the
just.
second or third time that I noticed this, I offer to teach him as well.
He says, no. I never pick up a blade. And
Can I do a roll if he's giving me creeper vibes?
yeah, absolutely. Hang on.
I'd also love to do an insight roll.
Yeah, okay. Give Nora, give me a wits and wits and empathy check, and Mercy, give me a wits and socialize.
Do 10s explode?
10s, you just get 2 successes. Oh no, you're a princess. You get to roll those again.
Cool. So that's 4. 5 successes.
Holy shit. Mercy rolls 3. The princess just showed up in exile.
Fine.
Nice.
Anyway,
She has lots of empathy.
yes, yeah, she should have lots of empathy. So no, he's not giving off creeper vibes. There's something else going on there, but it's not aggressive.
Does it feel
Mercy,
sad or forlorn?
It does seem kind of wistful. Yeah.
Oh.
Mercy, he doesn't give off weird vibes. He seems to just like watching you train for whatever reason. You sense there may be some baggage there.
Okay.
And is also watching.
Okay. You immediately recognize several things that they could be doing better to speed their training up, but other than that, looks pretty normal to you.
Alright, speed up the melee training.
Yep. War charms, they specifically affect training. And while Ben may not have any war charms now, Ben is a Dawncast Exalt, and his past lives definitely fucking did.
Oh.
War charms are the shit, by the way. Anyway, look up Tiger Warrior Prana, I want to say.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
You should
Tiger
look
Warrior,
that up.
Tiger Warrior training technique.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
I'm going to try and use the library that they have to research the 2 charms that I was able to learn from Storm Mother. If they
I have to look into those a bit more
Okay.
because I've got to actually look at the charms, and you sent
Yeah.
me the list literally 5 minutes before stream started.
I have a good thing. Hey Ben, if you want that charm that Jorp just mentioned,
Yeah.
Joaquin can teach it to you without knowing it.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Anyway,
It's great.
I
I
think
know.
it has prereqs though.
Yes, he has to teach you the prereqs, and he can teach you up to 3 charms. He just has no mote pool while you have it.
Anyway,
All right.
something for later.
Yeah.
So, Elijah, you can use this time to research those charms, but as far as actually getting them, you and I need to discuss later.
Yeah.
But just so you know, I'm not saying no, you can't do your research.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I just actually need to have some time to look into them. So, James, you find several instances of flesh crafting, none of which are for radio towers. In fact, you get the feeling that most of the creatures that do flesh crafting wouldn't know what a radio tower was.
Okay. Can I start cross-referencing about that protoplasm?
Yeah, so the problem is needle in a needle stack.
Yeah.
There's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of books that reference it. Most of them try to tie it to one phenomena or another. All of them only really agree on one thing. It's when some of the more heinous crimes that monsters commit happen. So, for example, when a vampire kills everyone in a nightclub and drinks their blood dry, sometimes some of that protoplasm is found on the crime scene.
Okay. Nothing I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. And that's probably going to be your whole time in that library. That was a lot of fucking research.
Joe also wants to research that. He's
You come up with the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back, Blair. By the by, Nora, the pattern spiders like you, I suppose. Oh no, specifically for, do you want to share the file? No! So, Nora, you gain a free point of XP.
I do love the flavor of exp.
What the fuck? Of XP. Ah. You're my world. Anyway, it's-
Can I roll a creeper?
fuck you. Sure. Yes. 100%. The DM absolutely wants to do terrible things to you.
Ew.
Oh my.
Guys, like, buy her dinner. Jesus.
Where's
She doesn't
that
like spicy
last
food,
note?
and I want her to try some.
That's right. Ice cream is all good.
I'd like to roll raid
No. You fail.
Continue.
You fail, and I hate you.
Hey James, do you still have that RPG?
I have 2 of them now.
Damn it, Elijah, stop giving James more RPGs.
I gave him the ones that you guys didn't see the other explosives I put into my loyal steel.
Oh.
Anyway,
Called dual wielding, you plebeians.
Also, we are gonna go investigate what might be another really bad radio tower, which means we do want explosives.
anyway, is anyone else doing anything that I need to know about?
Ben may.
Flirting with
might
Mercy
just-
does not count.
Damn. Ben's just gonna walk around and, just look around and stuff.
Okay, so you notice tons of inefficiencies in the crew. You see people slacking off. You're honestly upset with the discipline, and then you're wondering how you know what good discipline looks like. You managed to identify no less than 4 cliques of soldiers who are not talking to each other.
What bad etiquette.
Sorry?
What bad etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just fucking around on an aircraft carrier. You do.
And that is military.
You do note that there is actually nowhere they restrict you from entering.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, guards actually open locked doors for you. At the end of the 3 days, the colonel gathers you all together again in the meeting room. So, you've seen what's behind our doors, and we're hoping this display of trust will open some doors for us too. I have some questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What exactly are your intentions? Be specific.
It just kind of looks at everyone else.
Is the question about here or about the world?
No, we want to know your end game. Oh, I should mention this is being recorded.
Of course. Joaquin's been handling the group's social media. Are they comfortable with him talking?
The world's a better
Sure.
place.
Yeah, I've heard that. But just to be clear, what does making the world a better place actually look like?
I will hand it over to Mercy specifically doesn't say Joe's name. Just to be clear, like she hasn't used anybody else's titles, or she hasn't used anybody else's names in the time that she's been on the boat. I just want to make that clear. I'll hand it over to the Twilight.
Essentially, we have a multi-pronged approach. At first, we aimed at ending international war, human trafficking, and drug smuggling, and before long, we realized we were aiming low. We intend to achieve all of the above, as well as unifying the world's educational structures into a holistic and appropriate to region, culturally inclusive. And he's going to go at length, but basically it's fix education, fix law enforcement, fix
Everything.
horrors done in the name of good causes, and also discover the worst supernatural threats to the well-being of the world and its people, and deal with them.
Okay. He listens intently to everything, doesn't interrupt, just listens. And once you're done, he says, so your plan is to fix everything and destroy all the evil supernaturals in the world.
More or less.
And you think you have the ability to do this?
We have hope.
He looks over at you, Nora, and kind of like half grins and says, yeah.
And further to that, we have a reasonable expectation that if anyone can do it, we can.
Right. Who do you answer to?
We'd like to think that we answer to the world and its citizens, but we're still figuring that out. I worry that if any of us were to decide to do something that the world didn't like, who would be able to stop us? And we
Right.
wish
So
to
that's
be
where I
accountable
come in.
some way.
How do I kill you? Not a joke. I'm being
Joaquin
deadly
actually
serious.
looks- Me too. Joaquin looks back at the others. I can't answer that alone.
Probably need more than a few dozen bullets, I guess.
How many more?
Shit, how many did they pull out?
But precisely, it was 3, wasn't it? Joaquin spits out that number because he was
57! 57, I think.
So 58
Some of
bullets
them
will
went-
put one of you down?
Oh no, that was just,
We haven't exactly tested that limit.
Alright. I do want to be clear. I'm not asking because I'm planning to kill you. I'm asking in case...
Intentions.
Okay. Give me a roll.
keeping in mind that read intentions. It'll usually tell you what somebody's goal in this scene is.
Yeah.
Investigation, perception.
No, wits and socialize.
Wits and socialize. Thank you.
Honestly, Blackthorn, there's nothing on Earth that can stop them. Not really. Okay, he seems to be honest, and his goal appears to be to find out what your goals are and also assess the threat you pose.
Okay.
I mean, of course. If you were truly planning to kill us, then I don't think you'd be welcome on my boat.
He says, not sure I follow.
See,
Joaquin actually face palms. Mercy, did you do the thing again?
No.
Okay, we'll circle
She
around back to
definitely
that. So you're not sure what your physical limitations are, so we don't have an easy solution if you go rogue.
That's precisely the case. Although
that's why we have to be careful with ourselves.
I can be pretty sure that he, and Joaquin inclines his head at Ben, is a little more hardy than myself, for example.
Real quick note, no he's fucking not. The Twilight power is broken. But yes.
Yes, it is, but like Joaquin doesn't know about that.
Yeah, I know. Actually, you do know that how your powers work, but you don't know how the Dawn's powers work. Your incarnation does remember the Dawn surviving impossible odds on the reg, though, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, he nods and says, understood. So you, and he points at Ben, need to be a good boy.
Oh, I could be a good boy.
Great. I would like it if you could please keep me apprised of any operations you perform anywhere in the world. I understand that you may not like oversight. However, it would put a lot of people at ease, the president included, if you did have some oversight and report to the people who you say you want to protect.
On that note, you can find details of most of our operations on my social media, and he actually like airdrops the link to any phones nearby.
Okay, only the solar, only the circle and now Nora's phone lights up.
Elijah's going to speak up at that and say, if we are going to answer to anyone, we don't want it to be a single government. We would rather report directly to an entity such as the UN.
In the spirit of wanting to make sure that we're working together.
Sorry, go ahead.
We understand that you're a non-government entity, private citizens not interested in working specifically for one government. I've been authorized to allow you to continue to operate without interference on the condition that you let us know what you're doing. Otherwise, I may get different orders, and that will change my...
Would you be open to trade of information then, so that we know that you're not doing the same?
You've literally seen our dirtiest secrets.
True, but things moving forward from here.
No, I cannot tell you that we will tell you everything Project Valkyrie works on. We don't report to you, we report to the president. I'm sure you understand.
Suffice it to say that, at least for now, I think that it would be in our interests to complete this exchange. They have given us everything they have, after all.
Sorry, James, could you say that for the crowd?
James very, very quietly says, for now.
Okay.
After.
So the colonel looks at you and says, I'm sorry, what was that?
Joaquin did actually say, for now.
Okay. He's still, like, looking at James specifically. You said that way too quiet for him to hear, but he apparently heard.
Interesting. James is going to just brush it off as something that sounds remarkably like for now that I can't think of off
Alright,
the
fair
top of
enough.
my head.
Elijah is gonna raise
No,
an
Blair, he's got
eyebrow,
augmentations. He's not
probably noticing
fully human.
this, and tune into the heartbeats of the people surrounding him to see if he has one like us.
Cool. The Colonel's heartbeat is so rhythmic you could literally time a watch to it. You can also hear mechanical noises coming from him. He's pretty clearly human, but he's had some work done.
Okay. I'm not gonna bring
That's
that up
okay, Blair.
immediately.
No one but me does. Anyway.
After James has finished making his excuses, Joaquin's gonna return his attention and say, "We, the information that is everybody all right with me sharing the items that aren't publicly
No,
available
Chicken
on
doesn't
social
know either.
media?"
As long as you agree to not share them with the public without consulting us first.
Just to be clear, we want to be apprised of your operations. That's all. My orders are simply to collect the information and store it. This way we're not caught with our pants down if you guys cause an international incident. You understand?
And also, you don't have complete jurisdiction over how that information is used and to whom it is disseminated.
I
Am
have
correct?
quite a bit of control, actually. I only report to my superior, who only reports to the president.
But we're not talking to your superior, meaning that he could
She really doesn't take meetings well.
I
But I can tell
understand.
you I have full operational capacity, and I will be ensuring that we don't interfere with your operations so long as you don't interfere with ours. And since we seem to be on the same page, I don't think that's going to be an issue. You're right, I can't promise that I'll never do anything against you. That's kind of the purpose of my job. But I can tell you that at this time, as long as you tell us what you're up to, we will absolutely not get in your way.
Good enough for me.
Within
Would you be
reason.
able to-
You try
would
to
you be-
take over Canada and we may have some words.
Would you be able to promise that to my lawyer?
He looks over and says, "Your lawyer. You just happen to bring your lawyer around everywhere?"
Yes, there was an incident quite a while ago, and it was recommended that I have a lawyer on call for everything.
Right. Your lawyer is aware that you're about to violate international law, right?
Yes.
So are we?
Yes, you are. You are invading a foreign territory.
China
Oh.
did not invite us, Ben. In fact, they tried to
Oh.
cover this up.
Yeah. Speaking of, I have a ride for you you're going to want to take over to the mainland. From there, you're going to meet one of our agents. It's going to be a 4-day hike. When you arrive at the village, our agent will assist you in any way he can. And he's going to be reporting back to us, of course. What do you
What
think
about-
this thing is?
That feeds into exactly what I'm about to tell you, which is some of the only things we haven't shared with social media.
He nods.
As long as I have everybody's assent. I think it's Ben and Elijah and James have said yes. Is that right?
I'm still waiting for him to confirm that it won't get shared with the public.
Apparently,
unless-
he's not confirming that.
He can't.
We're risking a lot by.
That
giving
said,
it-
That said, we cannot operate completely under everyone's awareness forever, and it is best that, look, if the government of the United States sees fit to share something with the public, then suffice it to say that it is major, and they have considered the effects of panic.
We need allies. This is a good way to go about it.
Feel
Plus,
free
we
to-
might need help with what we might be facing. This
We,
could be.
we absolutely do. We don't have the infrastructure for this.
He looks down at his watch and then looks back.
Not as a pointed gesture necessarily, but like he is checking the time.
It's pretty obvious that he's like, get to the fucking point.
Okay.
Just share it then.
All right. Joaquin's going to tell him
Yeah,
about.
but-
We're gonna like. Joaquin's gonna tell them about a talkathon, void tech. The things that we haven't shared have mostly been people's just like personal information, so we don't need to give the names of the children we've rescued. They probably know that already. Or like the info about Mr. Baker, but we will tell them about the dog.
He
And
nods. He listens to everything. And he goes, okay, so let's go smallest to largest, shall we? So it sounds like you fought a tulpa. It's what the dog is. It's a thing everyone believes in, so it's a thing. Those are the fucking worst. And just to be clear, there is an alien continent floating just above Earth's orbit that has released some sort of virulent machine plague on our planet. Is that correct?
our impression is that it is unintentionally, but yes.
Right.
He's an eccentric.
The entire room vibrates.
Oh no.
Autocathon goes, "It was I!"
Oh, for fuck's
You know,
sake.
it's the room vibrating that makes that noise. He looks up and goes, "Oh,
Mercy
fuck."
releases the Dispote Mind Charm.
Sorry, you release it?
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't my boat anymore.
Okay,
it's
great.
Autocathon's.
Okay, great. Autocathon goes, "Oh, thank you!" And then he says, "I can explain everything. I am currently in your computers." And immediately the colonel taps his ear and says, "We need to lock down all of the servers right now."
That won't work. I've tried.
Please try. If you
Anyway.
have any tricks,
We're
Elijah
so
pulls
sorry
out a
about this.
flask.
we can't control where he goes. He's invention
He's
incarnate.
rattling off orders like constantly. He's clearly not listening to you. This goes on for a good 20 minutes, with Autocathon explaining the entirety of creation to him. Before he finally stops, sits down in his chair, looking defeated, and says, "Ah, he looks over at Nora and says, "Darn it. Well, didn't
Yeah, now
realize
you know what
inviting
we
you
have
onto
to
my
work
ship
with."
would cause my ship to start screaming at me."
I can tell you that he doesn't follow us only. He could be anywhere.
He looks up and he says, Autocathon, could you please just possess my phone? And Autocathon says, "Of
Bad
course
idea.
I could," and continues doing what Autocathon does. He
Careful.
he thinks for a minute and he goes, "Autocathon, it would be polite if you only possess my phone." And Autocathon goes, "Oh, rules of established rules. I enjoy this." And all of a sudden he's in his phone.
Bing.
By the gods.
I
phone is
leave.
ringing.
I head to the plane. I'm so unhappy.
Okay.
Mercy's gonna join Elijah because I'm not leaving him alone.
Okay. The phone is
Is that
ringing.
easy?
The colonel picks up the phone and says, "Hello? One moment, I'm going to put you on speaker." And before he does, Autocathon says, "I've done it, don't worry. This is fascinating. Did you know it's impolite to possess an aircraft carrier?"
Yeah, it's also
Is this-
impolite to everything else you have done up to this point.
Autocathon says,
we
"That's
didn't-
not
well-
true. I invented politeness."
But we didn't tell him that. Joaquin just shakes his head and has his head in his hands.
The colonel looks at you guys with like kind of a he doesn't look angry. He kind of looks interested. He looks at his phone and he says, "Well, Mr. Autocathon, what do you prefer to be known? How do you prefer to be addressed?" And Autocathon says, "I am the architect of the soul. You will address me as Autocathon." And for a brief moment, everyone in the room feels his presence vibrate through the ship. It vibrates on a spiritual and physical level, causing windows to rattle, the chairs to shake, and the table to crack.
So dramatic.
Autocathon turns to you, which is interesting because he's currently a phone. And he says, "Yes, I invented drama. It is in my nature to be dramatic and excessive."
Can we get on the plane now?
Autocathon says, "No, you're taking a submarine." And the colonel says, "That is correct." Autocathon, we've begun initiating our first contact procedure. May I ask that you respect a few rules? Autocathon says, "You can ask, certainly." And then the colonel starts listing off rules about what Autocathon can and cannot do if he wants to remain polite. It's clear that the colonel is working off a procedure.
Joaquin feels a little less bad about not having thought of this.
They
After
taking note?
about 10 minutes of explanation and Autocathon interrupting constantly to explain that he invented that thing, Autocathon agrees to the rules and leaves. The colonel looks up and says, "Well, that went better than I expected."
Ditto.
So that's the thing.
been enlightening.
The alien thing, yes?
Yeah.
That is autochthonia, and also its ruler, main self, it's unclear.
It's a god.
Yeah.
It's a thing that can create gods, actually. You've met our internet friend, yes?
Not formally.
He is, as far as we can tell, he's been referred to as the god of the internet. A almost animistic being arisen from the internet and how we perceive it.
Well, that sounds like a massive security risk.
It is, and
Yeah.
however, he does respect privacy. He follows the rules.
Then how
I
did you
believe
hear
he-
about China?
Except when we ask him not to. And
So you have a spy.
Who doesn't? They're great. You should get some.
He says, "Touche," and I am a spy.
There you
No
go.
shit.
Not a very good one. I'm a bureaucrat these days. The pattern spiders agree that you should have given the ship to Autocathon, and Mercy is awarded an XP.
don't hold on to the ship in the face of
Okay.
autochthon. It will still be autochthons.
Exactly. I didn't want an Elijah situation where a Talkthon is just like, no, this is my boat. That's now you
Permanently
just
commits
said-
your moats.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, nope. I'm out.
Fuck, yeet!
Yeet, it's
Boat
no
goes
boat
into the
now.
sun.
Anyway,
Yeet, it's the government's boat now.
he says, "Well, I have to brief my superiors on what just happened here. There's a lot to take in." He looks over. "How are you holding up, Nora?"
How much of the file has she gone through?
Maybe half. It looks like this agent that came before you also blossomed, but she was more of a warrior type. Hard to say. She seemed to get violent a lot quicker than you do, and she started out basically the same way you did, just by being introduced to the world. And the more things she saw, the more she wanted to help. So she became an agent. Over some period of time, she went on to deal with several threats, both outside and inside the organization. It was actually at her direction that Project Valkyrie got an ethics board.
Oh. Like, killed?
And you're about halfway through.
I skim the rest and go to the end.
Cool. She took her own life.
Rough.
At the end, it's her autopsy. Single gunshot wound to the temple. Self-inflicted.
She will close the cover of the file.
He says, "Got to the end, did you?
Mm-hmm.
How are you
And hand
feeling?"
it back to him.
He says, "No, you can keep that. It's for you. Let's look into what we think may be coming your way." The one thing she could never get used to was the stuff that we put up with. She was a very kind woman. right up to the end. We think that's part of it.
It must have been very hard for her.
Yeah, she was the best of us. Anyway. Well, you guys have a sub to catch. Keep in touch. I'm in your phones.
Yeah. Apparently someone else is in your phone. Once
Not
again, sorry
anymore.
about that.
Autochthon left.
Yeah. Funny
My
how that works.
The careful approach notwithstanding, it was refreshing to be met up front. Our last attempt to make peace, much less an accord with a, well, shadowy organization tasked with spying, they followed us with some dark cars for a little while.
Who was
and
this?
didn't talk back. I believe, have you heard of the Technocracy?
We have, yeah. They're a collection of people using cutting-edge science for the betterment of themselves and no one else. We classify them as witches.
They wouldn't like that.
No, they would not. And I don't give a sweet goddamn what they like.
And I happen not to like them either. They don't text back.
They do not.
Smirks a little bit.
To be fair, whenever they text us, it tends to set off bombs in their neighborhood.
Oh.
They're
gonna
some
go
of
to
our
the sub.
stiffest competition. I can hate those guys. Sorry, pardon my language.
Did we get this officer's name? Apologies.
Yes, you did, but I have not written one, so leave me alone.
Okay.
Wait, did I write one? Hang on. Nope, I didn't. Give me time.
Will do.
His name is Colonel Gent.
Is that with a J or a G?
With a G.
What a gentleman.
He says, you should go catch your ride and let us know what's going on. I have a long report to write.
Have fun with that. Ben leaves.
We'll be in touch.
Damn straight. I think we're gonna end it there, guys.
Ooh,
That's a good breaking point, I think.
I think so.
Accidentally smuggled Autocathon onto
I mean,
a massive
try
boat.
fucking stopping Autocathon from doing whatever he wants, right?
Yeah, exactly. That Joaquin was like, I really can't take responsibility for that. He doesn't follow just us, and he could be anyone. He's probably all.
He pretty much just follows you, though. I don't know if you've noticed.
I'm pretty sure he's
Unfortunately.
just in my arm.
Probably.
Not currently, but like, he could be. Alright guys, it's the end of the night, and you know what? You all know what that means. My players get to vote for who their favorite player of the night was, and of course the Pattern Spiders get to pick their BFF. I will set up the poll right now. So, as always, let's get started with Sam. Who is your
Alright.
favorite player tonight?
For one-liners, it's gonna be between Mercy for Disc Skyboat Mine, and there was a one-liner to like very recently to Colonel specific like what was it? No, I've lost it. It was memorable, but I am scattered. And it's gonna go James.
Okay, fair enough. Which?
Remember to put our votes into the chat, please.
Yeah.
I am going to vote for Elijah for stomping out the moment he realized that the Colonel figured out how to quell the Autocathon.
Oh my god.
Just the fuck this.
All right, fair enough. And next up, we'll do Aki.
Oh, that the RPG.
Also, like, kudos to James for can I have another RPG?
Okay.
But I'm actually voting for Elijah for leaving both times when no, he's more my mother. Elijah leaves, but also auto-based social niceties. Elijah leaves.
Right. Fair enough. Scald.
Mommy Elijah.
Yep, I'm voting for Mommy Elijah. That was too funny.
That was excellent.
All right. Fair enough. And Sue Crown.
It's a tough one. I'm stuck between James and Joe this session. Joe did a lot of confirming with the party on what was okay, but I think ultimately it was James that convinced me to vote for sharing the knowledge, so I'm going to give it to James.
All right. Fair enough. I believe that means Elijah takes it tonight. Oh,
But
wait,
wait,
no,
am I
whoa,
not
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
player?
yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, dearest.
Bro!
Well, I'm gonna be sleeping on the fucking couch. Hey, babe, who would you like to vote for?
Well, I was going to give it to Aki for her, this boat stance. Ugh.
Okay.
I'm on a boat. And for also taking time to do the practice of sword forms with her, because that was a very interesting thing to kind of go through, and then it added on to that role that we did with the sergeant. Was it sergeant?
Colonel.
Colonel. And kind of being like, oh, he a sad man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It adds some depth.
Mm-hmm. So that opened up a really good kind of like lead to that, so I liked it.
All right. That does not sway the vote. So the winner is
I
still.
wanted to talk.
Yes, and you deserve to talk, and I am a real piece of shit for not letting you. Elijah wins the vote. Congratulations, Elijah, on both winning the player vote and also being a mother.
Congratulations. It's an abomination.
All right, and the Pattern Spiders BFF for today is Nora.
Oh, why?
I don't know. They voted for you. That you're their
Cool.
favorite.
Sweet.
Congratulations. So, Elijah, you get a free solar XP, and dearest, beautiful wife, you get a full-on XP.
Yay, esps. Tasty, tasty esps.
Oh, apparently you got it for. Hang on. Oh, for can I read the file? No. Anyway, all right, let's do some wild mass guessing, guys. So, for those who don't know, wild mass guessing is when I ask my players to explain what's going on in the story to me, which I find very funny, and the Pattern Spiders also enjoy. And I normally start in reverse order. So, hello, dearest.
Hello.
What's going on in the story? Explain.
Well, we're on a boat. Well, we're on a ship.
Okay.
And
Correct.
I think because of what I know from before my blossoming, I can't go into too much detail. But at the same time where I was being attacked in my house, there were multiple attacks happening worldwide.
That's
so this
correct.
is one of those instances I think that we are able to kind of lock onto and try to get to right away that is still current.
Oh, I see. So you think this was one of the attacks worldwide that happened at the same time as yours?
Yeah, and it's still ongoing, or it's one of the few that we have the most current information on.
Okay, yeah, 100% confirmed. That is correct.
Oh.
Good job.
Neat. Go me.
Hello, Sue Crown. My good friend.
So this is something that I brought up to the other players during the week. I think that there's the possibility that we might encounter a Void Tech Exalted.
Ooh.
Because
What's that?
from what we've been told, the Void Tech is just another version or some form of offspring of Autochthon.
It's one of his sub-souls, yeah.
Yeah. So it might have the knowledge of being able to create Exalted and thus be trying to create Void Tech versions.
Interesting. I like that idea. 100% confirmed. You guys just invented a new threat to deal with. Thanks.
No worries.
Hey Scald, what's your wild mass guessing?
I'm gonna focus on one thing that I kind of focused in on, which was the Colonel. He was either a friend or a handler for the other princess agent, and he still blames himself for what happened to her.
Interesting. 100% confirmed, yeah. Alright, Aki.
I'm coming for that boat.
Aki, you cannot disboat mine an aircraft carrier. The U.S.
Why?
government may have some fucking complaints.
That's nice. They can file it with my lawyer.
Okay, cool. Hey, Sue Crown, Elijah's gonna catch a nuke. The U.S. government complains vociferously.
Oh. What?
That's fine. Elijah, can I have one from the Canadian military?
I don't know what the price point is, but we can probably find one.
That's fine. I
A
just need to get
nuclear
on the
weapon,
ship.
you abso-fucking-lutely cannot.
A nuclear? No, an aircraft carrier. You ding dong. I just need to set foot on it, and it's mine.
I
Why
don't.
would I want a nuke?
You can't keep stealing all the boats we go on.
Anyway,
Arguably, I cannot carry a nuke in two hands. Therefore, I cannot have a nuke be summoning the loyal steel. So it's.
oh my
a moot
god,
point.
can you fucking imagine?
And also, like, guys, if you really, like, contemplate your options here, do you want her stepping on a boat or stepping on your dick?
What if we got everyone with summoning the loyal steel lifting
Thank
up
you.
the nuke and
Thank you,
using the
wife.
charm at the same time? Can we then summon the loyal steel a nuke?
No, because you do it with two hands.
Okay.
Ed could probably
So what
hold
I'm
It
it in
needs
your
to be
hand.
effectively
So what I'm
wielded
hearing-
in two hands. I am categorically telling you that a ICBM will not work.
You can. It's called
You
yeet.
It's caper tossing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Witch, what's going on here in your wild mass guessing? I'm just moving the fuck
Give me a
on.
boat, Jordan.
Okay. I think Crown has something going about the Void Tech creating its own exalts. That could be working for it. Or maybe the Void Tech itself is acting as an exalt thing.
Be a big step down for it.
Also Cthulhu and Tabor tossing nukes into China.
I love Tabor Crossing. That's great. Fucking
Tabor,
fantastic.
Tabor,
100%
caper
confirmed.
toss.
You can
Blech.
Tabor Cross any nukes you want.
Oh,
All right,
cost all
Sam,
the
take us home. Sam, hello,
He's
buddy?
muted.
Pal.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Wild mass guessing, my
Hey.
man.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. So I have a meta theory, and now I'm allowed to do that. So
Yes, you are.
I don't know anything about Princess the Hopeful, but there must be a force that opposes the princesses, and it's gonna be related to that. And I suspicion this darkness, the protoplasm.
Okay.
What is it? It's the thing that we haven't figured out. Okay, so there's wars. There's the demon war. There's the mage war. There's the hunters and everything war. But this seems to link to like particularly bad that. So like it's related to that. And how does this interact with the with the radio towers. Okay, is our enemy vanilla whatever the I attack the darkness, or has something from Exalted been added onto it, because that would be so thematic for this campaign. So I suspect that it's a bit of void tech, a bit of darkness, and what the heck did they make?
Radio towers.
Radio towers, apparently. So yeah, it's going to be radio towers of void tech, darkness, and
But
yeah.
why though?
Good question. To summon the aliens. There's something else out there other than Autochthon, and it's been waiting to get in.
Correct. Yes, summoning aliens. 100%
Yes.
true.
Yeah, it's going to be right back around to aliens. Aliens, nukes, and
Aliens.
Cthulhu. It's Cthulhu. Cthulhu
Yeah.
aliens.
Exactly.
Mind Flayer.
Perfect. So, 100% confirm you guys are all correct. I will rewrite my story to fit your theories instead of what I had already written. Guys, this has been a fun time. What's
Are
your,
we gonna live
can
happily ever after?
Can I ask one other question of you guys?
Ask.
How do you feel about things since this session, I guess, but also last session, introducing the princess elements? And keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go start with Sam.
Excited.
Okay. Which?
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Just nice. It's been good. I
Gonna
like
skip right over that one. Okay. Skull.
I'm interested to learn more about this one. It's such a different kind of property than I would normally play. So I'm interested to see what that character can crank out.
All right.
So
Sukrown.
Unsure. I'm not sure what this will bring for us, because it's a Exalted was already a separate system for me. I don't know anything about Princess.
Yeah, that was maybe by intent. Hey, darling.
Yeah.
How do you feel about things since the princess elements were added? All right, fair enough. And now for a completely opposite reaction. Hey, Aki.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I have a very relevant GIF in the Maymays.
Okay, let me take a look here.
It's the last one I posted. I tagged you on it. 8:35 p.m.
Oh, okay. Let me just take a look.
Yeah, let me just.
It's just undifferentiated screaming. Okay, cool. Okay, undifferentiated screaming. Love that. Love you. Guys, I think that's going to be it for us. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all as always. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. BST. We're going to be playing 20 minutes till dawn. Should be a good time. I'm going to die a lot. Oh yeah, EXP.
Esp.
You guys can have...
Give us a sweet ass.
You guys can have... I'll give you 2 and 2. So you can have 2 solar XP, 2 regular XP. Darling, for you, that means 2 regular XP and 2... Fuck, what's it called? They're like special princess beads. I'll explain after. Anyway.
I'm gonna circle those. Okay, there we go. I know they're special.
Great. Alright, everyone. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're going to be playing a game that I have been cripplingly addicted to. So it should be a good time for me, if not for everyone else. Yeah, this was a fun one. I've been pretty excited about this. Part 2 will be next week. You guys have 4 days of travel time through the Chinese countryside, avoiding towns. So you have 4 days of blue booking.
All right. Nice. It's very specific blue booking. I have a toy for some solars to play with. Jorb,
Is it an
need you to
RPG?
read this charm, because the toy is you can learn the charms to make a glorious solar RPG, because Joaquin can give temporary access to almost any charm.
How long did
send
we
me a
spend
link.
on?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
How long did we spend on the boat in total?
3 days.
3 days. Okay, so my butterfly's back. Boing.
Oh yeah, it's been back for
A couple days.
2 days.
And then, boing.
Joaquin expresses actual relief that it's back.
Goes up immediately, gets shot.
He knows bullets wouldn't agree with him.
Actually, weirdly, everyone on the ship seems to like the butterfly.
Hills is cool.
Except for Hank.
Yeah, Hank, actually, Hank apologizes to the butterfly.
Aww.
Anyway, that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate you very, very much. And until next time, Bibbles.
Bye.
Bibbles.